this month is June, which means it's Pride Month. So what I thought I'd do is make a video all about the top 5 books I want to read with LGBTQIA plus representation. The first book I want to mention is Anne Lister's Diaries. Now, you may have heard of Anne Lister as Gentleman Jack in the BBC and HBO TV series Gentleman Jack, was starring Suranne Jones. Now, Anne Lister was a real human being in the 1800s who was a woman who loved women, and she was very, very open about this. She always said that she never wanted to marry a man and she never would marry a man, and she was actually in love with several women and had several relationships with other women. And the reason why we actually know about this is because Anne Lister kept a diary that was heavily encrypted, and recently someone has decrypted this and found out everything about Anne Lister. And after watching the TV series and seeing how much of a badass she was, because she didn't care what anybody else thought of her, she didn't care about the rumours people were spreading about her, she basically took over running her estate from her uncle and all the rest of it, despite the fact that she was a woman and technically wasn't allowed to do it in the 1800s and everything else. She was an incredible woman, on top of the fact that she was an out lesbian at the time, when lesbianism wasn't an okay thing to be in those times. She was a legend of a human being, and I have to know more about her, so I am so desperate to read her diary. Second book has to be Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, which features a male-male romance. Now, Carry On I've had on my shelf for about 2-3 years now, ever since I read Fangirl and really enjoyed myself. And I was really intrigued by Carry On after reading the fanfiction sections of Fangirl, so I was really excited to read it. Then it sort of sat on my shelves for a very long time because I'm an idiot. And then I obviously found out that it was semi-based off Harry Potter, so I decided to read Harry Potter first. And then I found out that there's the sequel is coming out, so I decided to read Carry On around the same time that Wayward Son comes out. But then I haven't finished Harry Potter and I wanted to finish Harry Potter first. It's a very confusing time, but I do know that I am going to get to that book by the end of this year. I swear it. Carry On is getting read at some point this year. I mean it. Even if it's like November, December time, it's getting read. Next book on this list is Sorcery of Thorns. Now, this one I can't actually remember what it's about further than the fact that it's a fantasy, but it does have bisexual representation in it, which I'm really excited for, because I rarely sort of see bisexual rep in books or in TV or really anywhere. People are generally just gay or straight and there's nothing in the middle, so I'm really excited to see bisexual rep in a book and just seeing another fantasy with bisexual rep. I've been anticipating this book for so long and I cannot wait to buy it. I'm hoping to buy it possibly at Yelp or for Christmas, I'm not entirely sure, but either way I am so excited to read this one and finally get some more bisexual representation in my life. Next book on this list has to be Diviner's Book 2, which I've forgotten the name of at the moment because I'm utterly useless, but this book has gay representation and asexual representation, which I'm so excited for because I've only ever read 2 books that have asexual representation in it, and to have another one is so exciting. My only thing is that I haven't read the Diviners yet. I own the Diviners. I was going to read it for the BookTube games ages ago, back in February, and ran out of time, and then other books took priority. But Diviners is another one that I have to read by the end of the year, so I can then read the second book and get to the asexual representation, because oh my god, I need asexual representation in my life so badly. And finally, I have to mention The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet. Now, I've had this one on my list for about 2 years now, and it's sort of been sat at the bottom of my shelf somewhere along here that I've kind of forgotten it exists, sort of. It's on my priority list for the year, but I keep on overseeing it for other things. But this does have a female-female romance in it, and if I remember rightly, there's also non-binary characters and people that just generally don't fit the gender binary. There's also POC characters and apparently disabled characters. And I'm so excited to see more sort of LGBTQIA plus characters who are also disabled and stuff like this, because I mean, we have so few books with LGBTQIA plus representation in it anyway. But then to also have disabled characters in there as well is just blowing my mind that I haven't read this yet. It's so on the priority list for this year because there's so many points in this that just make me really badly want to read it. And I just haven't yet, and it's bugging the living daylights out of me. So it is so high up my list of priorities for after Yauk. so high up the list right now. And that is actually my top 5 books. Obviously there's a whole load of others that I can mention, but they are currently my top 5. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below with the books that you really want to read with LGBTQIA plus representation, especially if they are fantasy and sci-fi, because I need more of those in my life, so comment that all down below. I'll also leave a link down below to all my social media if you want to check out. If you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here with a link to my previous video. But until next time, guys, bye!